Cool. Well, welcome to our stream. We're not playing any other people's games today. We're actually playing our own game.
Yeah, welcome to orbYorb.
If you were sitting under a rock or sleeping under a rock, whatever the saying is, for the last week, or if that, you may have missed that we released an alpha demo of a game we've been working on, and that game is called orbYorb. It's a VR game. It's still very early stages, but basically we just wanted to make something cool in VR, and this is basically what came out at the other end of that whole shit show. So really today we're just gonna kind of show, basically just show you around the game, what we've got at the moment, and probably just talk a bit about kind of, I guess, just like what our plans are for the game, that kind of thing. And yeah, if we get any questions during the stream, we'll read them out and try and answer them as best we can. So
I'd just like to point out that we are on version 0.1.1 and the current build is 0.1.0. So there has been a patch, but nothing major.
No, the build that people are playing is 1.1.
No, did I not change the thing?
No, you didn't.
I'm an amazing dev, don't worry.
Yeah, don't listen to this guy.
Yeah, ignore me.
Cool, okay, so, yeah, do you want to go straight into the tutorial? We're just going to kind of walk through things slowly, really, and just, I mean, like, some people won't have VR headsets either, so for those that can't play it at the moment, because this is VR only, they can at least watch this and see what the hell we've been doing.
Just a disclaimer if you haven't seen our tweets, I'm Chance, I'm playing VR, and Mitch is narrating and laughing at me.
Yes, I'm talking rubbish.
So yeah, we could do a tutorial, jump in, but we want to show the whole thing, so welcome to orbYorb.
Welcome.
So
we start you off in a black room, and the main idea of this area, we call it a tutorial area, but it's basically just kind of showing you how to walk around and the basic mechanic of the game, which is all about the energy orb, which Chance is going to be given in a sec.
So we have hints that show like what buttons you can use to press and what have you, so you can pull that in, hold it, now I have an orb. But what do you think happens when I throw it? When it hits something, we can see all around us. And
yeah, the main mechanic of orbYorb is basically the fact that you can't see the world around you apart from with the power from the energy from the orb. So you have to throw the orb around to reveal anything in the world. So you can kind of navigate, basically. Everything all comes back to that basic principle.
So what can we find having a look around? Well, we lost our hint for a start. So orbYorb is just, you want to explore and take things at your own pace, and you don't have to run around, do everything quickly, although that is entirely up to you. If you want to do a speed run and send it to us, and we'll tweet you and what have you. But we have something of interest over here, so if we go and have a look.
Yeah, that thing just popped out the ground.
There's a beam.
Yeah, don't stand too far back, because you're going to walk into the table.
Okay, yeah, there's real life things in the way. So, we've got an orb, there's a beam, let's throw it in. It's all shrinking away. And then welcome to orbYorb Real. And okay, hello Vertigo. So yeah, you do get a bit of a sense of vertigo every now and then when you look down, so I advise not to look down unless you're into that kind of thing. We can take the orb back, and what do we find? We can see there's another beam over there, so obviously I want to kind of head in that direction.
Yeah, so the thing that popped up, I don't know if you just said, I kind of zoned out, but there's a checkpoint.
Yes.
And so the idea is that the levels in orbYorb, when there are levels at the moment, this is just what it is, but the levels in orbYorb are basically broken up into these checkpoints, and so the idea is that you need to get to the next checkpoint from where you are. So you always start off at a checkpoint, and if you unfortunately die for whatever reason, then you'll always return to the last checkpoint you activated. So they kind of serve a couple of purposes. One is a guide where you need to go to next, and the other is a place where you'll always return to if you find yourself in trouble.
Hey. So, oh, okay, I just threw the wall myself, it's fine. You've got these railings to kind of help you get used to the game before punishing you too much. So you can't immediately die as soon as you start the game and then just get super frustrated because maybe someone hasn't quite figured out a way they want to play yet.
Yes, it's hard designing for VR as well because obviously some people will pick up this game and they may never have played a VR game before, potentially, like if they've literally just got their bike and they're like, oh, what's cool to play? So we kind of have to be careful because like we can't just assume people will just automatically know what to do or feel comfortable in playing a VR game, but at the same time you don't kind of want to annoy people too much by giving them too many instructions when they probably can figure out on their own. So we're kind of trying to find the right balance at the moment between, I mean, pretty much the whole premise of orbYorb is kind of exploring, so we're kind of trying not to tell you too much about the game when you're playing it and just letting you figure stuff out, which hopefully makes it more fun and more interesting because you're not just being told where to go and what to do, you have to figure that out for yourself.
I'm at an impasse. So the ball doesn't actually activate until it hits something, so I can't really see what's over there, but a little trick you can do is if you bounce off something, maybe the other way, it will kind of help show you what's around, so you can kind of think outside the box and how you want to use the orb in such a way. We also found, in regards to motion sickness, is that where we don't tend to view very much of the world around you, so you only get small sections like this. When you move with this whole locomotion thing, generally that causes a lot of motion sickness, but like I said, where we have very small sections of the level that you can see, it doesn't actually cause that much motion sickness. You can quite easily just glide around because it feels like you're kind of flying.
Yeah, it was quite a nice bonus in a way. Motion sickness in VR is definitely a really big thing. And you do have to be quite careful. Like a lot of games have like teleportation type things where you basically point your controller and you teleport, so you don't have any physical movement, which is really good for motion sickness, but it just wouldn't work in this sort of game like orbYorb because essentially you just teleport, and you'd kind of you wouldn't really be exploring anywhere. You'd just be figuring out where you can teleport to. So we're kind of lucky in a way that the way we've done it has resulted in fairly low motion sickness. But of course, a lot of that's only based on the small amount of people that have played it so far. So we're hoping that the more people we get to play the alpha demo, we'll get more feedback. And there's still a lot of techniques that we haven't even used yet that we can use to kind of reduce motion sickness if it does become a problem. I mean, I would imagine in the full game we'll probably have various options that people can toggle on and off. Isn't that right, Chance?
Sorry, what? I was spacing out that time.
It's fine, don't worry.
Okay.
Let's talk about more interesting things than being sick.
Yeah.
No animals were harmed in the making of this game.
Well, you're a bit of an animal.
Oh, okay, yeah, you just reached the door.
Oh no, it's red, it's scary.
Yeah.
Red's bad, right?
We're potentially thinking we might call these gates, or something like that. At this stage we're still kind of working out the whole theming thing, but we quite like the idea of it being quite techy or codey. But we'll see how that pans out.
Another little design thing we did is it often became frustrating when we were trying to move in a direction and then suddenly would just stop. So obviously the player at this point was hitting the wall, and you can't go forward. We didn't have this kind of revealing bit here before, so you were just walking, not seeing anything. So
it is quite hard to tell though. But if you charge forward and then hit the wall, it is quite scary. Even if you know it, even if you're expecting it, it makes you jump.
Yeah.
but yeah, we kind of felt like we needed it.
So like, I'm not really moving anywhere now. I know the wall's behind me, but I can't see it. So when we didn't have anything visible at the time, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, what am I hitting? Obviously, I'd just chuck it down. But we wanted to kind of streamline it a bit more. So when you did hit a wall, you could see it. And you knew why you stopped. And not, like Mitch said, we had the bonus of that when you're kind of walking towards it, you'll just suddenly go, oh, there's a thing in my way.
Yeah, it still catches us out quite a bit, but
yeah.
It was a good solution, I think, to because you didn't know whether you were moving or not. Otherwise, if you hit a wall, it was very confusing.
It's something we want to smooth, but you can try and poke your head through the wall, but the game won't let you. We are working on smoothing this out, so it's not as kind of like harsh as it is there.
Yeah, it's a bit jerky at the moment, but hopefully we can fix that.
So we have our door. We've got this weird grey line. What happens if we follow it?
Yeah, the grey lines are basically power lines, so they're meant to show you things that are connected together. So like the orb, as I said earlier, like the whole premise is about the orb and the energy, and that pretty much extends to everything else in the game. So everything's like energy, power, like it needs energy to run. So these switches control like one or more power lines, and they'll activate certain things. So it's obviously pretty obvious at this stage what that switch is going to activate because you come from the door.
We are aware that the ball kind of clips into the switch, and we've got to fix in the work for that.
Yeah, that's completely by design.
Yeah. So if we just move onto the switch, oh, it goes down, and the line turns on. Shocking. So follow the glowy line, and we find that the door is now closed. Or opened? I guess it's opened. And now, the scary bit, we don't have any railings anymore, so it's not just a case of powering on through the level. So, can't quite lean over an edge, but I'm going to try and see what's down there. And whoa, there we go. And right back to the checkpoint we go. And it's all quite nice and seamless. There's no kind of jumping of movements to make you feel too sick. It's just a very quick disorientation of falling and sound of rushing wind, and you're generally okay.
You do get quite a sense of vertigo though, especially the first few times you do it.
Especially if you step yourself. If like not using this, but if you physically step yourself off, it's quite scary.
Yeah, can you do that? Can you jump?
I'm not going to physically jump, but I can just be like step and go. And my feet go wobbly.
Yeah, they kind of annoying, frustrating, tricky design thing that we had was because in VR, like technically speaking, you don't really have a camera. We don't know where your body is compared to your head. So if you orbYorb, if you lean over an edge, you will fall down because that's where we consider that the middle of your body is.
Yeah, there's no concept of like your kind of body itself and the separated head. So even though my feet are quite happily planted here, if I lean,
as soon as you lean over, you'll go.
Yeah, we can't quite tell easily. There's ways you can assume where the body might be, but it's not quite perfect, and it might not be accurate and like more kind of breaking, like your, I don't know the word for it now, like, where you think something is and it's not. So if you think your body's there and the game's assuming it's somewhere else, then it's a bit disconnecting. I think that's the word. Deceptive, disconnecting. Oh, so we're onto a thinner path now.
Yeah.
So
I reckon we should definitely do a single cube.
Yeah.
Because that would be very scary.
We wanted thinner ledges because we wanted the challenge of just being careful and not overstepping, but we made it like 2 cubes wide. Although, like Mitch says, we should probably do 1 because 2 is quite a big space, but we weren't sure about the whole VR space and stepping side to side.
Yeah, I mean, I think like actually for this stage of the level, it's probably okay at 2.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we could go down to 1, like a trickier part, like a trickier section, because you really have to slow down when you get to the thinner bits. Whereas on the bigger bits, once you get used to the game, you can definitely speed run them. And like Like, we've had a few interesting people speedrunning already.
So
But once you get to the thin ones, like, that would be impressive to like maneuver through them. Yeah, so we've got another door and a switch here.
another power line, just another simple switch here. So then we can step on this and hopefully throw it. Oh no, throw it in time.
You're way off.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I can't throw it
Still
today.
Still off. He's to the left.
Oh, okay. That should be there, right? No, just... There we go. Well, you can see the door's down now.
Yeah, you can show it when you walk around.
Yeah, but I was just trying to be clever and strong.
Oh, okay.
But that's not happening.
Yeah, it didn't work. That's okay though.
I mean, the more you play this, you do get a feel for the levels, and obviously we do kind of know where everything is, so we can get through this quite quickly without having to use the orb that much, because weirdly enough, it kind of builds the map in your mind. Obviously, I couldn't traverse this whole thing without the orb entirely, because I would just walk off.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the next challenge, like doing a 0 orb throw run.
Yeah.
Or it would have to be like 3 or 4 or something, because you need to throw 1 to activate the checkpoints.
Yeah, 1 for every checkpoint, but...
Even with like lots of deaths, that would still be impressive if you managed to actually do it. Because yeah, if you can imagine doing this without being able to see where you're going, that would be very impressive.
Freedom! Freedom! Go! Oh, jeez. Well, I wasn't putting that on too much. I mean, I knew the door was there, but it still made me jump.
Yeah, you're just trolling yourself now.
Yeah. But it's like we said, like, we know where the walls are, but to have it suddenly come up in your face like that in real life is just like, oh... I'll say real life, but there's a lot of things in the background.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of fun making the scenery in the background. Like, trying to get... Like, in fact, I think that might have literally been our first bit of work, was to try and get a sense of depth.
Yeah, so...
I think Chance, you were doing something else, and then like my job was to try and do, like, can we actually get it feeling like there's a sense of depth? Like, so when you fall, you actually do feel like you're high up and it's not just flat. Because some of the first versions we had, it didn't really work the same. Like, even with like all the world being hidden and everything, you didn't feel like you were floating or anything, did you?
No, so it did very much feel like you were kind of gliding through everything, and you, like, falling didn't have that much of an impact, whereas when you actually look down and see these things around you, and like you said, gives the perception of depth, and then suddenly the vertigo kicks in, thinking, oh my god, I'm actually high up.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite cool to do a future stream about how we... I mean, to be fair, there's a lot more that we want to do with this. This is we're not definitely saying like this is amazing, but there's still a lot of work went in to get what we've got.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of like visual trickery, essentially. It's like it's all smoke and mirrors, but that's what games are anyway. So
We really want to like add variations to these cubes and things. Obviously, they're all kind of the same at the moment, but if we add lots of variations, it'll make the environment more interesting, and maybe adding more things below you. Hello, ball. And yeah, maybe filling up the sky with things. It's just making the environment a bit more interesting and like pushing that feeling of depth a lot more.
yeah, it's hard though, because it's like when we first started this game. I mean, it still is, but everything was very much abstract. It was like we knew the gameplay, what we were looking for, and actually that came together quite quickly, but in terms of the theme and stuff like that, there's still a lot of that element that we're figuring out, like, you know, what are things called and what do they look like, and that kind of extends to the whole world around you and the scenery. I mean, like, if you're in this kind of thing that we're dubbing like cyberspace, did you activate that and then pull the ball out?
I threw it a bit hard so the ball flew out, but the beam carried on. But it's all good.
Oh, okay.
It didn't activate.
Right, okay, fair enough.
I
I thought I saw a bug then, but it's fine, move along.
So the puzzles so far aren't that amazingly complex, and we are aware of that. Like, the demo is just a thing to show you the mechanics that we do have working, and how people kind of react and deal with them. But as we add more to the game, we do want to make the levels a bit more intricate and complicated. So that isn't the extent of our puzzle, like, complexity and knowledge that we're going to ask of the player. But yeah, it's just a demo. It's an alpha. We're trying to see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way we're seeing this is that it's kind of like a little playground where we've put a few ideas together, and our main reason for putting the demo out is so we can see like how people are getting on with the basics that we've done so far. Like, do people, because we wouldn't know, like, do people even get the switches? Like, do people get what that means and that they actually control things? There's a lot of things that you kind of assume when you're designing and developing a game that until someone actually plays it, you can't really take anything for granted. But even from like, I mean, last time I checked, we had about 15 people have actually played the alpha demo, which is really good. We're really happy with that, considering we only released it on Friday,
and we're
very limited.
We were only expecting like 2 or 3 at max.
Yeah.
So we're quite happy.
I mean, it's very niche at the moment. We only support HTC Vive, and we literally just put a few messages out on Twitter. So, but even just from that small pool, we've had some like really useful feedback. But surprisingly to us, at least, like we've had no crashes or no glitches or anything. Like everyone has been able to play, complete it.
Would you like to touch wood with that statement? Okay, that sounded dodgy. Would you mind not jinxing the statement?
I was wondering what you were offering me there. Anyway, but yeah, so it's like so far so good. And by the way, we should probably plug that this alpha demo is available on our website.
If you have a Vive, go play it.
Yeah, if you have a Vive, please go and play it. Just give us any good, bad, horrible feedback is welcome.
That was interesting.
What was that?
All rejigged.
Is it because it got moved or something?
I might have done, maybe I picked it up. Yeah, sorry, the reason I'm kind of hanging out here, sorry, have you done your plug?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
You kind of massively interrupted it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's on our website anyway. Go download it if you've got a Vive.
Yeah, so the reason I'm hanging around here, so these kind of green lines that stick out like a sore thumb no matter where you are, we had issues with understanding where the moving platform is and also letting the player know there is a moving platform here. So if I came to this edge and the green line wasn't there, you would probably think, okay, where do I go next? And you'd have to be very lucky for the platform to come into view at the right time. So we added these kind of lines hoping that people would like throw the ball at the line and maybe finding the other platform and just eventually finding the moving platform. We have got an audio cue with the moving platform so you can hear it when it gets closer.
Yeah, there's like a buzzing.
Yeah, but obviously not everyone will have headphones on and or might be deaf. So we needed a way to show the player that they needed to spend time here and think that there is something for them to do here.
It's hard basically designing a game where you show nothing, very little to the player. Oh, what was that?
I think the ball went inside the platform.
Yeah, we've almost created like extra problems for ourselves by the fact that you can't generally, because we're not showing stuff. It's like we can't just use like normal techniques for guiding the player. Because normally you'd like perhaps make changes to the environment, like perhaps you'd have light showing in one way versus another, or like there's loads of different ways you can kind of subtly guide players to where they should go. But in orbYorb, everything's completely hidden, so the players really has to be patient in a way and explore the environment for themselves. But yeah, so the green lines essentially is I'm getting at is basically we're cheating.
Yeah,
we had to show something in the end.
Yeah, we didn't want to make the game too frustrating. It's just like waiting around and not quite knowing is not fun.
Yeah, if you just get to a dead end, if that green line wasn't there, you just turn around and just assume it's a dead end. That's what we found, so we needed something.
The last thing with the moving platforms, I'm going to turn this on with the switch and then the green line will appear. I don't know if you saw me highlighting it before, but we actually spent some time, quite a lot of time, trying to get this ball to move nicely on the platform.
Yeah.
Because we had issues where we wanted to drop it just to be able to see where we are and see if we could get to the edge. Because again, the other benefit of the green line is that we know how far the moving platform is going to go. But back to the ball, we just wanted it to be nice, where Unity would just let it roll off entirely. It wouldn't stick to the platform at all.
Yeah, normal physics basically dictated is when you dropped it, the ball would just go flying off the platform because of the kind of collision it would have with the platform and the way the platform's moving. moving.
So we kind of cheese the physics a bit. So when the ball lands on the platform, it will actually take the force of the platform and kind of add to the ball in a nice way that kind of slides with it. I mean, as far as accurate physics go, it's probably not, but in terms of kind of gameplay, it helps, and it's like kind of nice to see. It's a bit pleasing seeing it roll back and forth with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit akin to like if you imagined the bottom of the like just on top of the platform, it had like I don't know, like a layer of water or something, and it's like the ball falls into it, and so like it has some effect on the ball, but obviously if the platform was moving quickly, the ball would just fly out. But yeah, it's just one of those things in games. Like you just kind of have to basically fudge it until it feels nice, and hopefully we've managed to get that with that.
Yeah, realistic physics doesn't mean make a game fun.
No.
It's an important lesson.
No, I hate how you can see the button through the middle.
Yeah. So.
Actually, why isn't the button on top of the elevator anyway? That should really be on the elevator, basically.
Well, it doesn't really need to be, because it gets depressed when you go up and you can't press it again to go down.
But if in another level...
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, well that's why. It's because we didn't want the players to go back down. Well, that seems kind of silly, really. Why don't we just let them go back down again? I think we should change that.
That line went on and off.
Did it?
Yeah, so I went on the button and run off quickly. So goodbye, elevator.
Yeah, accidentally activated. Finish the game.
Yeah, so yeah, I stepped on the button, off, on.
Oh.
That's quite funny.
Whereas it should just technically go off.
Yeah, I wonder if that was one of the patches I did. I'll have to double check.
Oh yeah, I think that switch should go on top.
Yeah,
because there's no. We're kind of like spoiling a bit, but the next bit is basically the end.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing past mission chance thought we didn't want the player to go back down again. But actually, what's the point? Why restrict the player?
Yeah,
We should change that. But yeah, the power line's obviously a bit buggy as well.
So you probably noticed, but when you retrieve the ball, it can come back through walls, which is completely fine. Otherwise, it'll get quite frustrating
Yeah,
trying to get the ball.
throw it all the way down somewhere.
Goodbye, ball.
Yeah, it'll just go on forever.
But
I don't know what happens when it technically goes over the max, because technically we can end up with the position going back.
It depends how Unity handles that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll just have to leave it for like 2 hours and wait.
For those who are not tech savvy, like numbers on computers have limits. And so because the ball, you can throw it down, it will just travel forever.
But eventually the number will get too big, like the Y position of up and down, it'll fall so far that the value can't contain itself.
Can't see the ball on the screen.
Oh, I can see it. It's just a little dot.
There we go. I can see it now. Yeah, you have to look down properly.
Yeah, but of it, like Mitch says, eventually it might just wrap around, or Unity will just throw a wobbly.
Yeah, I reckon it'd wrap around. Which, to be fair, it wouldn't really matter. Like you say, probably have to leave it for a while, but it might be at some point we just like put a collider at the bottom,
Yeah.
so eventually it does hit something.
So I don't know if you noticed with the controllers that they change colour depending on the action you kind of do. We didn't want to penalise like left-hand and right-handed people, so the game will just kind of
You can't really see that at the moment. You have to do it slowly.
So the game won't penalise you if you're left-handed or right-handed. We just want to make it as dynamic as possible.
Yeah, so orange is basically your walking hands, where you hold the touchpad. So I don't know, Chance can just show you the hand to start with. You just hold the touchpad and point it in the direction.
I was trying to see if we could see the little bead.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bead on there that Vive
You can
has.
sometimes see it, but I don't know if you can see that in VR.
Yeah, pass.
But yeah, orange is your walking hand, and blue is basically your ball hand. That's like your energy hand or something, whatever you want to call it. But you can use either hand. It doesn't matter, but you can't use both at the same time. So you can't walk and throw the ball. You'll basically stop walking. But actually, it is the game is playable one-handed. You'll just be slightly slower.
Yeah, we kind of thought a nice idea would be to do like a one-handed challenge. So if you can speed run it with only one hand, because obviously, like Mitch said, you can't move and throw the ball, so you need to stop. So that you got to think about how to minimise the ball throws and stuff like that. So throw that in there. And boom.
Well done. You're a pro at this chance.
Amazing. I died twice, I'm terrible. That's quite a lot of distance. So yeah, we can say the average playtime, can't we?
Yeah, well, what is the average playtime?
I don't know, it's about like 10 minutes, 14 minutes.
Oh, I probably can't have a look quickly, that quick. I'm not that quick with the analytics. Yeah, I think generally our average playtime is like 10 minutes, something like that. We have had, what about speed runs? The fastest time I think we had like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, so the fastest dev time we've had is exactly 2 minutes 34 seconds, but I reckon you can get that down to 2 minutes 30.
Yeah, but that's really knowing everything.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like my own game, because I'm a dweeb.
Well done, you like your own game.
So let's see if I can run through this quickly.
You're gonna do a speed run?
Yeah. Live on stream.
Oh, have you done the tutorial? Oh no.
Come on. Oh. Okay, right, I know there's a wall. Okay.
You're not throwing the ball?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we had one playtester kind of...
That speed run didn't really work,
No,
did it?
it didn't. Oh, I failed it already. I don't know the level as well as I thought I did.
Maybe just restart.
Oh, that's a good point. Restart. Come on.
What? Other hand?
Oh yeah, where did that happen?
That's your swapping.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
We did test the game, honestly.
Bugs live.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna just rename the stream to orbYorb bugs.
We were quite thorough with the testing. I don't know if half of it is because we're kind of rendering the game twice for the stream. We've got a special camera for you guys.
I don't think so. No, it's just a few bugs. Bugs happen.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, actually, the least amount you throw the ball, that's your score level.
Yeah. So, a neat little trick for this one.
Oh, you're giving away all the speedrunning tips.
Yeah. Well, I didn't explain it entirely. I'm just gonna chill here for a minute. Oh, okay. Wasted some time there.
Yeah. That was a good few seconds. That I think it had already. You need to turn to face it, I think.
Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong. Speed run over. I'm done. That's why I don't do this for a living.
Yeah, you're just rubbish.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You should make games for a living or something instead.
Oh, it's technically been like 30 minutes now, so I don't know how long you want the stream to go on for. I take it we haven't had any questions.
No, we haven't.
Cool.
I've been fielding all the questions that have come through. We have had like 100 viewers though, Charles.
Yeah? Do you like lying to me? Do you like making me feel bad?
Yes,
okay.
I love lying to you. It's amazing. Yeah, no, we haven't had any questions, but that's fine. I wasn't expecting any. Awkward question.
Well,
would probably just come up.
In any case, that's orbYorb, and thank you for watching.
Is it? Do you want to just stop there?
Well, I don't know. Have you got anything else to say?
I want to see you do a speedrun.
No, I can't. I'm terrible.
Yeah, you can. Come on, don't be nervous because you're live on Twitch. Let's do this.
Ignore that. That's fine. Yeah.
Speedrun go.
Yeah, we're aware of
They have
like
speedruns their own game.
some of the bugs in the thing. We've been pretty good with the bugs, to be honest. Like they're very few and they're very hard to come across.
It's like one of those clickbait articles, like Dev speedruns his own game. What happens next will surprise you.
Yeah, he's terrible at it.
Or 20 reasons why you should watch Chance speedrunning his own game. And I don't know, etc. So you need to face the checkpoint now so you can see when it goes down, when it explodes.
I didn't move that much. I think that was just the button activating.
Yeah. No, that was fine. And then when you get it right, you'll walk slightly over the door. Oh, you had to stop then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is this like lag, do you think, because of the stream?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting choppiness on here because of the extra camera.
Yeah. Chance is normally really good at optimization.
I am good at... Look, you're asking me to render like this 3 times, okay?
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking the PC to do that.
You wanted the fancy...
I just want you to play the game.
Oh god. The ball does not want to hook onto the hands. The physics is like...
The ball just loves you.
The physics is not having this.
You wrote that code, I think.
You changed it.
Yeah, I probably did. Oh god, you're well close to the edge.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Yeah, for what it's worth, I've seen Chance go a lot quicker through this section. But I think where we're streaming, it's just pushing the computer to its limits a little bit.
I've got a very recalcitrant physics on the ball.
Talking about performance though, I'm pretty happy with where it is considering we're at an alpha.
Yeah, I mean...
There's so many things we can do to improve.
The other thing is we are running this in the Unity editor at the moment. This isn't a standalone build, so we are losing like 20% on just that.
Yeah.
Oh.
20% of your life.
Skip that one.
Oh, well done. I didn't even see the beam.
No, because I skipped it before the beam turned on.
Right, okay. That's a good tip.
Oh, okay, I'm safe.
You're very close to the edge there. That could have been a goal.
Coulda, but it wasn't.
Coulda, shoulda.
Come on.
Cool. So no one needs to play the game now.
No.
Spoil it.
You have to spoil the whole thing. Well, that was the kind of the intent of the stream, wasn't it? 2 minutes 59.
We should have put like spoiler tags around the Twitch title.
Well, that's kind of why we were streaming, but you know.
Yeah.
People who don't have a Vive, it's fine. We kind of expect that anyway.
Zap64 has asked a question.
I'm scared.
How old are you, Chance?
About 350.
And do you have a girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend, but I do have a wife.
Yes, he's married. Hands off.
I am. I'd show you the ring, but I have a Vive controller on.
Why is the ring not showing me up? It's because
there's the ring. Hold on.
You took it off.
I put a ring on it.
That doesn't really work. Okay, well, I think that's probably a wrap then. So I hope you've enjoyed our first little intro to orbYorb. We do plan to do more streams as we kind of develop the game to kind of show stuff off. So if you kind of follow us, probably the best thing to do is follow us on Twitter and we'll post stuff on there. But hopefully, maybe every 2 weeks we might do a dev stream. So then hopefully we've actually got something to show.
Yeah, we're hoping to add more to this and make it more exciting and more poppy.
Yeah, maybe we can improve performance so you can actually do a speedrun as well.
While streaming.
It's kind of frustrating. What was your time, by the way?
Oh, it was 2 minutes 59. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good, actually.
With 50 orb throws.
Still, like, you need to be getting under the 2 minute 30.
Yeah.
That's the target. Alright, cool. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I guess that'll do.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day.
Cheers. Goodbye.